I'm gonna get back when I feel like, when I feel like, when I feel like, when I feel get back when I feel like.
Corey, it's great to have you on the studio finally. What are some of your first memories of cricket?
I think the first memories of cricket for me, Dan, actually is the old Michael Bevan Puma cricket bat. I remember being 7 or 8 years old, and it was actually a Christmas gift from my grandfather and my mother. I just remember holding this blade, and it had a green handle, a green back grip on it, and it felt right. And I think I was a lefty, and then I was a righty. I didn't really know cricket too much, but that was my first sort of memory. And yeah, from there, cricket never really stopped.
Was this a Millie Chapman Hall Puma?
Yeah, a proper old school Puma cricket bat, loved it. And then that was the first bit of cricket I'd actually held, and a few of my friends at that stage were playing, but I had never played. But that sort of got me the appetite for it, and then my mother would always take me down to the nets and, oh, let's try use your Christmas present, see how it goes, and that's how it began.
Yeah, I think that's a special bat for a lot of Australians because he used that bat in that match that he finished the game, and he was known then as the finisher, you know, in one-day international cricket. Yeah,
growing up, Michael Bevan's totally underrated. No one ever speaks about Michael Bevan enough, but I just remember in the 90s, I was born in 89, so in the 90s he would finish ODI games and everyone wanted to be Michael Bevan, because I remember that iconic game he beat the Windies. He hit a 4 off the last ball. He had the helmet and the bat up, and I wanted that bat, and I ended up getting that bat. So that was my very first memory of cricket.
Yeah, correct. No, the heroes on TV inspire kids to want to play the game, and that's what we're all about here. And then you were playing club cricket in Australia as well?
Yeah, I was a little bit more of a late bloomer. Started playing club cricket around 12, 13 actually. I was more into my football and my hockey. And then all my friends played club cricket, and it just grew from there. I was down at Whitford's, down in WA, Ocean Ridge, Joondalup, before moving up to the countryside up in Karratha North. Yeah, that was my sort of my cricket days. It was a long time ago.
Wonderful. And then what took you to Europe?
Well, actually, the first time I ever came over to Europe was I'm a bit of an adventurous soul. I wanted to come discover Europe and go and see the sights and that. And it actually cost quite a lot to see all the sights. And my mum, Jules, bless her, she said to me, well, why don't you try get a cricket deal in Europe? Go play for a club in England. And while you do that, your weekends go spend around when you get time off. So I sort of combined the two. And never turned back. I think it was just meant to be one summer playing in Manchester, and now it's 10 or 11 years later, and I'm a commentator for your company.
Well, what club was it in Manchester?
Hyde CC was the club I played for. Premier cricket there. Struggled actually, found it quite tough on the green slow pitches. And then that ballooned out to 2 summers in Bristol. So still actively playing in Bristol, and then Netherlands came knocking a bit for a more coaching role, and yeah, it's just kept ballooning from there. Absolutely loved it.
And then that's with Ryan Campbell. He got you across to the Netherlands?
Yeah, firstly I got across from HBS Krijnhout. They got me as a coach, and it actually just worked out that Cambo had taken over the Dutch cricket scene as the national coach, and very small cricket circle in the Netherlands, a little bit about who you know and this, and thankfully I was having some good results as a coach for HBS. We got promoted in that, and Cambo just asked me one time, do you want to come to a national training and run the fielding session and have a look? And okay, I think it went all right. And then, yeah, I ended up touring around with the Netherlands for about 18 months and got to see Africa and Dubai, and really special tours, and learnt a lot of my craft there.
Yeah, that's incredible. I remember when I was playing for Germany, we went to the Netherlands for an event, and that's where we met each other for the first time. Thanks to Cambo and your assistant coach for that, it was the Netherlands development team.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did meet there, you, me and James Cantor. Yeah, so that was the very first time, actually. I think I was coaching Netherlands A at that stage with Cambo, met you guys there, and it ballooned out from there. I really appreciative to Cambo, how he started my career and helped me meet the right people along the journey.
Yeah, no, Cambo's a legend, absolutely, and in my cricket upbringing as well. Cambo was coaching me back in Australia. Then, Corey, the second time I saw you or sort of met you, you were a hero at the ECL 19, the first ever Champions League of European cricket, and that was for a very, very special moment, not only because of what Scotty and Maxi were doing with the bat, but your cameo with the blade when you came out and finished the innings there.
I only got to face 7 balls that tournament, but yeah, looking back now, actually quite thankful for that moment, because when you sort of do jobs like this, a lot of people look that back up and go, oh wow, and at the time it's a bit of a blur, and the first ever ECL, but I remember VOC after we'd gone there, and you saw the seriousness of the competition, and it was a smaller project then, but boy, turf wicket out in La Manga, some pretty good cricketers, and to play with Scotty, Maxi, and Peter Saylor and these others, it was a special moment. And to have those few highlights, yeah, something I'll treasure forever.
Yeah, no, it was an incredible innings because you've paddled, you've scooped, and everything just kept going for 6 over the back. So 6-6-6, I think it was. It was 3 6 in 3 balls.
Yeah, got a little bit lucky. One of them went straight. I always tell everyone, people forget the straight one, but yeah. You get your opportunity. Sometimes you take it, sometimes you don't. That just was my day. So thankful for that. And to win that trophy as well. I remember, because it was the first ECL, you're wondering, are we going to come back? And I think VOC hasn't stopped coming back. So it was just great to be a part of that first year.
Fantastic, yeah. And then obviously you were coaching in Belgium as well, and you were coaching overseas in T10 events, right?
Yeah, so it's been a wild ride, to be completely honest with you. After the Netherlands, maybe helped the CV, met the right people. I was out at Dubai for a while working at the academy. I met the late great Dean Jones, rest in peace. He's such a great human, what a man. And he helped connect me through in more the franchise world. And at that stage, I had the confidence enough to go. I wanted to sort of branch out and do my own European country, because going around and seeing the development in Europe, I think a lot of coaches, there's opportunities over here if you can move your life to Europe. And Belgium was my first stop. I really enjoyed my first 18 months there. We won a lot of games. They're a different sort of breed over in Belgium, but such talent. The talent's ridiculous, and we tried to structure it really well. We had a great 2 years together. And then that's bloomed out to Spanish cricket, which I've just taken over for the last, I think it's been 14, 16 months now, which has been such a wild ride because it's come so quickly. I didn't expect all this. I thought little bit by little bit by little bit, but really happy doing Spanish cricket now, and maybe the odd franchise here and there, but Spanish cricket's now my home.
Yeah, what are some of your first memories of cricket in Spain?
Yeah, good question. Well, the very first one I played in, so I knew a little bit about La Manga. But there was probably also hearing about the different facilities, because I heard about Desert Springs, heard a little bit about Cardamom. But my very first memory was actually the high performance camp, I think, that we did, where we got the guys together. But I'd actually done a little bit of commentary in Spain. So I was a little bit blessed and lucky, thankfully through the ECN. I got to see a lot of the Spanish talent before I took the role. So it gave me a bit of a leg up. I knew who I wanted to target, knew who I wanted to talk to. I think I commentated in Alicante, at the Sporting Alfaz ground, did some commentary in Barcelona, and this was all before I was the Spanish coach, so that was a really good insight.
So what do you think of the strengths of Spanish cricket?
Talent, extreme talent. Talent mixed with facilities, mixed with what the ECN do on this soil. It's this beautiful concoction where we are able to put our cricketers in the spotlight quite a bit. Obviously 11 months of sun, and I know I guess the weather doesn't mean it, but it does mean quite a bit. It means that we can play from February all the way to December usually. January can sometimes be a little bit tricky. But also the talent that's in the Barcelona region, Alicante, Madrid, Valencia, I think this was undiscovered talent. So we've been on a lot of road trips. There's a lot of tape ball cricketers, hard ball cricketers, everything. And you've seen as well with the ECS, we've done some big teams in Barcelona. I think Pac Care were the first champions to put Spanish cricket also on the map. So just this beautiful concoction of everything, well run by John Howden and Juan Carlos. Just fun to be a part of, and some good results lately.
One player I'm super impressed with, because I've seen him play for many years now, is Christian Munoz Mules. Obviously, is the Spanish national team captain. It's a shame that he can't be involved here because of his injury, but he must be very proud of what he's seeing, as a Spanish cricketer as well, around him with the game growing.
Well, Spanish through and through. He's born in Spain, Spanish captain. And I think the biggest credit I can give to Chris is when we first met, we talked a lot about his role and how he can become more of a figurehead. Because maybe he was a little bit in his past, if he was honest with himself, a little bit more quiet, reserved, and didn't have a role in the team. And we've given him the role of the finisher, of the leader. Yep. And he's always talking to the guys, always spending time with the Spanish kids. Just the perfect consummate professional and role model for Spanish cricket. And it's a shame he's got a bit of an ACL at the moment. We'll see him in 2024, taking this year for recovery. And yeah, what a human.
Yeah, I think he's taken one of the best catches I've ever seen. About 40 metres away from there, where he relayed it across to Daniel Doyle. Incredible. But I love seeing these cricketers all across Spain growing and getting better and getting opportunities to play, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it is. And I think one thing that I'm probably most proud of so far in the role, I think right now, if I looked at my numbers, it's 20 debutants since I started across formats. That's the first thing I wanted to do, is I knew there was a bigger playing pool. No disrespect to the older players, some of them are still around with us, but I wanted to grow it as quickly as possible. We've had 14 different players in the T20s, and even this finals week coming up, another 3 new faces will come for finals week. So we're blooding them through and getting them more confident. I love that.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yasser Ali, Mohamed Baba as well. Kamran's been they're special cricketers, so it's fantastic to see. Now what we want to see, and I think you're a big part of this, and Juan Carlos and John, is, the next generation will come through, as Spanish grown, born and bred cricketers. They'll have opportunities and they'll take this country a long way for the sport.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of second generation players are also coming through. There's a young Jaffa Raza up in Barcelona at the moment, born in Spain, 17. I've got my eye on him. He's bowling left arm 120. In that 2 years, that'll be 130. And Spanish cricket as well, the Spanish, we just hit the media and the news in a big way thanks to the first week in the group stage. And I think Master News were on, all the boys went home and all of a sudden they said, we're mini celebrities at the moment, because newspapers were doing interviews with Booney, Baba Khan and Mohammed Atif and Daniel Doyle. So it's so exciting for these players to now reap some of the rewards. And the way Spanish cricket is tracking it, in 5 years' time, sky's the limit. Yeah,
no, you guys are the pioneers, and just while we talk, we've got some Spanish female cricketers over there training, which is fantastic. So the growth of the game for the women, for the men, for the kids it's only one way, and it's up. So Corey, thanks for everything you've done for Spanish cricket. Thanks for being a great part of the commentary team here at the ECN as well, and may your playing career in Europe turn into a great coaching career in Europe, and wish you all the best.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks for everything you're doing with European cricket. We can only get there with you.
My pleasure. Thanks, Corey. Thanks.